Hello, everyone. This is All Star Hoop Talk with Shane
and Ethan, because every team needs an all-star.
All right, so it's been a while since we've been with you guys. We kind of took a little bit of a summer break there with the Olympics and everything like that, but we're here to get you back up to speed on everything basketball. And what's been going on lately, Ethan?
The Olympics.
So what happened in the Olympics?
The men's and women's faced France and won.
So both the men's and women won gold?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So how many consecutive gold medals has the women's team won now?
I think it said 8.
And how many times have the men's team won gold straight?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. And so what else did you want to talk about tonight?
Well, the 76ers, after France's performance, signed a guy from France. I can't really pronounce his name, but
Can you spell it?
GuerschonYabusele.
Wow. And that's just his last name?
No, first and last.
Oh, first and last? And what country is he from?
France.
He's from France.
Yeah.
Huh. So, is he a pretty good player? Is he going to be the next Victor Wemby?
No,
No? So why did they sign him then?
because of his performance.
At the Olympics?
Yeah.
Huh. So even though the draft has already happened and everything, teams are still making moves in the offseason?
Yeah.
So will he see any playing time when the season starts?
I don't know.
When does the NBA season start?
October
9th is the preseason. Do you remember when the regular season starts? I don't either.
No.
I think it's the end of the month. I think it's like the 22nd or 29th. But the NBA season came out, the schedule. So that's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see when the regular season starts. Tips off on Tuesday, October 22nd. So we just have basically almost 4 months before basketball season starts back up, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Will that be exciting?
Yeah.
Okay. But until then, we still have plenty of WNBA action, don't we?
Yep.
And so, anything exciting going on there?
No, not really. However, the New York Liberty did already get a spot in the playoffs already, so.
That's pretty cool. When does the WNBA playoffs start? Do you know?
No.
Maybe we should research this real quick because we're on here. Anything spectacular with anybody else in the WNBA?
Not that I know of.
So, looks like the finals for the WNBA will start around October. So, kind of looking at the schedule from last year, and it looks like they start at the end of September, or middle of September, and then they go until October. So we're not far off before WNBA playoffs will start, right?
Yeah.
So, and looking at it, you had 7 teams that make it to the playoffs. And so the way it sits right now, the Indiana Fever will make it to the playoffs. What do you think about that?
I didn't expect them to, and I still don't know if they will, but they might. They're a few games behind the Sun, so they could still climb up in the rankings.
Yeah, and they've got looks like a 2-game lead over Chicago at this time, so they're still in a decent position, but with plenty of games left to go, they can't slack off at all either, can they?
No.
And so when we were talking about the WNBA season earlier, the Indiana Fever took forever to get their first win, didn't they?
Yeah.
And now they've kind of stormed back, and they're in the hunt. They're in playoff contention. If the playoffs were to start right now, they've got the 7th seed. They'd make it, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
And, I mean, that just goes to show that as long as you keep fighting and keep trying and don't give up, you can go from worst to playoffs, can't you?
Yeah.
Now, it didn't work for Detroit this year in the NBA, did it?
No. There's too many teams.
Yeah. And the NBA, their season is a lot longer too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they've got 82 games compared to, I don't know how many games are in a WNBA season. Do you know?
No.
And what do you think will happen at the end of the season?
I don't know. A lot of teams will try and make it to the playoffs. I don't actually know if there's a play-in tournament. I don't think there is, though.
I don't think so either. But oh wait, there's 8 teams that make it to the finals. I don't know why we were saying 7, but 8 teams make it to the finals, which makes sense. That makes an even bracket there instead of just 7. And so, 8 teams, Chicago would make it in, Indiana would make it in, and Indiana, they're 4 games ahead of Atlanta, so they're sitting pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah.
And there's 40 games in an WNBA season, and they're almost to that, 30-game mark right now, because Indiana's at 13 wins and 15 losses. So they've got roughly about 12 games left, right?
Yeah.
So there's still room for them to go up or potentially go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and if I remember correctly, on the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese is on that team, is she not?
Yeah.
So if you get a playoff picture with the top 8 teams, Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever, that would be kind of exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because then you get Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, both of who were snubbed for the Paris Olympics, but they'd have their chance to kind of show off their talents and abilities in the postseason. And we've already seen them, in 2 years of college playoffs. So what do you think it would do for viewership and excitement for the WNBA to see them too in the WNBA finals?
Yeah, it would be cool, but I just don't think that they would be, because if we go back to last year's, we can tell that it's the 1st and 8th seed versus the 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
And so whoever wins that one, saying that it's the Chicago Sky against the New York Liberty, if the playoffs were to start right now, and the Chicago Sky would be the first to win 2 games, then they would advance to the next round. But the Indiana Fever wouldn't be in that round. They would, not going up against the Sky. They would be going up against either the 5th or 6th seed.
Well, as the 7th seed right now, wouldn't they be going up against the Connecticut Suns? If the playoffs were to happen right now, right? Mm-hmm. They'd go up against the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, that, because Indiana Fever is number 7 and Chicago Sky is number 8, we wouldn't see the matchup of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and I get that. So we wouldn't probably see them face off against each other. It'd be hard. Both teams would have to advance pretty far into the playoffs, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But I think it'd still be exciting to see both of those rookies taking their teams to the playoffs, and just to see how they could perform, don't you? Mm-hmm. So
the one thing about the WNBA's playoff that is different than the NBA's, in the first round it's first to 2 games, then in the second round, first to 3, then in the third round, it's the first to 4.
So they've got a different format than the NBA, correct?
Yes. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It's in the third round, first to 3, not first.
Yeah. Isn't that what you got first, semis, and finals. And so first round is the first to win 2 games, like you said. And then the semifinals is the first to win 3. And then the finals is the best of 5 games.
Yeah, which is the first to win 3.
Yeah. So semis and the finals are best of 5, and the first is best of 3. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And so that's completely different format than the NBA, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Do you like that?
It's quicker, and I kind of like it, but it doesn't really give the other teams a fighting chance. But sometimes, like in the finals, the Las Vegas Aces won 3-1 against the New York Liberty, and if it went to a game 4, I don't really think the New York Liberty would have won the finals anyways. So it's kind of good, but at the same time, I like it, but don't.
Yeah. Well, this year, do you think the Las Vegas Aces will be able to kind of defend their title? They're currently at the 4th seed.
I don't think so.
The New York Liberty just seems too dominant this year, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you think they're kind of on a quest to prove why they should have won the finals last year? Maybe redemption from last year?
Yeah.
So, the way that they're kind of holding off everybody right now, they've got 23 wins and only 4 losses. And Connecticut Suns is the next closest to them with 19 wins. They're just kind of pulling away from the pack, aren't they?
Yeah, and the Las Vegas Aces, if the playoffs were to start right now, they would be going up against the Seattle Storm, who are just 1 game worse than the Aces. So I think the Aces might advance to the second round, but I don't think that they would get further than that, because then they would have to face the Liberty, which is who they faced in the finals last year.
Yeah, and the Liberty this year they just seem unstoppable, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else exciting going on in the NBA or anything?
I don't think so.
And what team were we going to talk about today and their chances of making it to the finals this year? Was it the Grizzlies?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
So what do you think about them? Do you think they'll make it?
No.
Do you think they'll make it to the playoffs?
Maybe the play-in, and maybe after that the playoffs. But I don't really see them getting past the first round.
So maybe getting a play-in, possible first round, but then getting bounced after that?
Yeah.
And why do you say that?
I mean, they did make it to either the first or second round in the playoffs 2 years ago, but then they didn't make it to the... Well, no, I think they did make it to the playoffs a year ago. Did they?
I think so, because they had John Morant, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they did pretty good. And I think it was like 3 years ago they went up and they faced the Warriors.
That was 2 years ago, like I was saying.
Was it 2 or 3?
Yeah, 2.
Okay. I thought it was 3.
Because it was the Warriors that won it 2 years ago, the Nuggets who won it 1 year ago, and then the Celtics who won it this year.
Yeah, so that would have been 3 years ago. Because you said the Celtics won it last year.
This year.
This year. And then
The Nuggets last year.
And then the Warriors
2 years.
Yeah. So it would have been 2022. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that might have been about the last time that the Grizzlies really made a deep playoff run, right?
Yeah. And then after that, they haven't really done well in the playoffs. And then last year, they didn't even really come close. They were maybe the 13th. Yeah, I think they were 13th in the West.
Wow. And all of these high hopes for John Morant, but he just seems to be getting into a lot of trouble off the court, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's not helping his team at all, does it?
No.
So do you think he'll be able to stay on the court this year and really help out his team?
Maybe, yeah.
They sure could use it, couldn't they?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else we need to talk about tonight?
I don't think so.
Okay, then.
This is all we have for today with All-Star Hoop Talk, so like, follow, and download us wherever you get your podcasts.